Welcome to Balance and Core. My name is Jen. We will be in the chair for about half of the class. The second half will be standing. We're going to be strengthening our core, our midsection, and our legs, as well as doing some balance work. Strengthening the core and the legs actually help improve balance. So in case you're wondering why you have to work so hard today, that's the reason why. So please just do what you can, take a break as you need to, and then come back to it as you're able. We're going to begin with an aerobic warm-up to get the heart rate up a little bit just by marching here. You can also do this standing if you feel comfortable doing that. I will stay in my chair for the beginning of this part here. And let's go ahead and step in and out to get the brain woken up a little bit. Now your tempo can differ than mine. You can go faster or slower, whatever feels comfortable for you today. And then we're going to add some arms here. So back to that center march, shoulder rolls. Just move to the front, up, back, and around, trying to open up the chest and the front of the shoulder, which is often tight. Relaxing the muscles of the neck, taking deep breaths in through the nose. And just one more shoulder roll. Now stepping out and in, let's open up the arms, going a little bit slower than maybe we started to get that good control and coordination here, opening and closing. So nothing big, it's just a little movement of the shoulder. Again, just getting the brain a little bit more awake. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer, starting to breathe just a little bit heavier. Just warming up gently here. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now moving to the side for our lunge, we open up. We're going to pivot that bottom knee. Now notice I'm a little bit of an angle here because of the arm. If you don't have that, you can swing the leg over if you're more flexible. It's up to you. We're going to bring that front arm up and take it over. We're going to keep this dynamic and flow through it back down to our starting position. And again, inhale up and over. So I want you to really squeeze that hip there to allow for the front of the hip to release. Getting a good stretch. Good. And let's go ahead and come back into center, opening up to the other side, pivoting. Same thing on the other side here, squeezing here, lifting up. Exhaling over and releasing. Good. We got 3 more. Abdominals stay engaged. You're going to hear me say that a lot today, especially. And down. Last one. And release. Good. We come back into center. From here, let's just raise the heels up and back down. Toes stay down, posture stays tall, nice deep breathing. So here you're activating those lower leg muscles, the calves. Strengthening all the way through the foot. Posture stays the same. Last 3. And 2, holding for that good muscle activation. And 1, good. Now we do the opposite, raise the toes up and place them down. So here, we're strengthening the muscle behind the shin, really important for walking. We hold for about a breath, again, just for more of that muscle activation. Try to spread your toes if you can. Up. Good. Keep your posture lifted. Last 2. And 1. Good, now beginning to work through that core a little bit more. I'm going to have you reach up and over, keeping your hips and legs in the same position, and switch. We're just stretching out from center line. Gaze can go up if that's comfortable for the neck. Just doing a nice lateral bend here, working the spine. And reach. Feel as though you're growing taller with each reach. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms lower down, relaxing the shoulders for a moment, recentering yourself if you need to, and then arms come forward. We're going to go for a shoulder tap. Reach back to where you can touch or almost touch, and then come back into our neutral position. And again, reach back. So this is all about the core right now. We keep our posture the same. We're just hinging backward from the hip. And back up. And again. Also keeping the shoulders down, so you can even lower your arms down here or down here if that's more comfortable for your shoulders and your neck. And back and forward. Last 3. Glutes are engaged as well. You're probably feeling those work as you come back up. And last 1. Great. Now go ahead and bring the arms to genie arms. If they need a break, you can go to crossed here. For our rotation, just bringing the body to the right side. Starting with the navel, feel the chest and the head all twist. Arms wherever is comfortable. And gently come back through center. So we're working first on some range of motion. We're making it nice and slow and controlled. And then back to center. Now, pick up the tempo just a little bit. I want you to twist, heart stays in between the arms, and come back to center and twist, really working that waistline. Back to center and twist. Posture remains as tall as when you started, and twist. Last one, each direction, make them the best. And back and twist. Good. If you had genie arms, you can go to crossed. Open up the legs a little wider for some room and slide yourself back for more support. We're going to work for a hip hinge now to the front. Moving forward, keeping that neutral spine. Engage that back side and come up. You can also use your hands for support here, allowing them to guide you as you come up if you need it. So this one is particular for the spine and for the glutes. You may feel the entire leg working in this seated position, which is just a bonus. And back up. See if you can go a little further as long as you feel safe with a chair, scooting yourself back more if you need to. Activating a little bit more into the legs. Last 3. And 2. Keeping your head in line. And 1. Back to center, bring the legs back into your neutral starting position. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my chair to the side so you can see me laterally, but you can keep yourself in the same position. We're going to now transition to our standing work. So in order to do so, we need to go from a sit to stand position. Arms in front to counterbalance. I want you to hinge forward. Really root your weight into the heels of the foot, leaning forward slightly, and then coming up. We're going to practice some squats here, reaching for the chair, and then coming back up. Now notice I'm not touching. You don't have to, but you can look for it first, reach, and come back up. Making sure that you have plenty of room, scooting yourself back if you need to, so that you can touch safely. Back and up. Knees and toes facing forward, abdominals engaged. And up. Spine stays the same, keeping that natural curve. Last 4. 3. And 2. And 1. Good. All right, now behind the chair. I'm going to show you kind of to the side so that you can see me, but you're just, as long as you have something for support, that's what I am concerned with. So feet are going to be hip distance. From here, I'm going to have you do that lateral bend like you did in the beginning, but now we're standing. I just want you to feel how your weight distribution changes as you move to one side. And then go ahead and switch. And you can use the chair for support at any time. Just nice and easy here. Just getting you acclimated to standing. Good, we're going to do that hip hinge again. Hands can go onto the chair, one or both arms to the chest, whatever feels good for you. You're going to soften into the knee, keep your core really strong here, and allow yourself to hinge from the hips. Moving yourself down, engage that back side, and come back up. So this is just like we did seated, only now Standing, it's a little different. Still using the legs, but it's really a core exercise. Keeping your head in line with the rest of the spine to keep your neck protected. Last 4. Try to keep the toes spread so they're not gripping, adding more tension down there. 2 and 1. Good. Now making sure the feet are directly underneath the hips. Using the chair for support, let's raise the heels up and down. Strengthening the calves and the feet. Up. Just like so. Pretend the back of the body is against a wall and you're just moving straight up and down to the best of your ability. Up and up. Good. And if this gets tiring, just take a break and come right back when you are ready. Last 2 and 1. Good. Now go ahead and release one foot in front of you. Doesn't matter which, we'll do both. I want you to draw the toes up towards you and then release. Just like we did in the warm-up, only now it's a little bit more challenging in this balancing position. Still strengthening the muscle behind the shin. And up. Toes are spread. If you can. Last 2 and 1. So now that balancing leg gets to go in front. You may feel a little fatigued from that. That's okay. I want you to really focus behind that shin and really pull those toes towards you. Up and down. Maintaining good posture. Last 2 and 1. Okay, so now for our lunge. Holding on, stepping the right foot back. You guys will do the same as me. Drop down, put your weight into that front leg, and come back up. Switching legs, we give them a break. Step back, drop down with the knee, and pick it up. So I want you practicing that hip hinge that we did already, so that weight is transferred to that front foot, to the heel specifically. Down and up. You don't have to go as big as me or as deep as me. Listen to your body and strengthen gently. Let's go one more each. You're doing great. Stay with me. Good. I'm going to show you from the side view here again, or from this view here, for the outer leg. So let's just go ahead and extend one leg out and pull it in. Take it out and back in. So here we're going to strengthen the outer muscles of the hip and thigh, and then we'll move to the inner as well, working all the way around that joint. Last 2 and 1. So the trick is, as we do this, now that we're standing, you get to have that really good balance and work that standing leg. So we're multitasking. And open and close. Posture is just as tall as when you started. Last 3. 2, 1. Good. Now switching. We go inner thigh. So all I'm going to have you do is switch legs, externally rotate from the hip, and lead with that inner thigh up and down. So you're still getting a little hip flexor here, and that's okay. It can get strengthened too. But I want you just to feel the different sensation moving in through the inner thigh and hip. You don't have to go as big as me. Even just a little bit can go a long way. And up and up. Last 2. Good. And switch. And if this rotation feels uncomfortable for your hip or for your knee, simply just bring the legs straight up and down, just working on the hip flexor. That's perfectly fine. Almost there. Strengthening portion is about to end, moving into balance. The last 2 and 1. Good. Now, having yourself really square to the back of the chair, I'm going to have you do the same as me, extending the right leg behind you. Now, you can stay here. If this is enough for you, you can hang out right here and just focus on this single leg balance in this different position. For more of a challenge, opposite arm can extend. Okay, this is our balancing stick. This is another level up. For another level up, we can add an abdominal contraction for more core work, pulling in and then kicking out. This is called sunbird. This is actually from yoga. Pulling in and out. This is really good for the spine as well as for balance. And just one more. Out and hold for just a moment for a little bonus, and then lower down. Kicking the opposite leg out. You can also go to a kickstand and just focus on the arm. There are plenty of options here. Find what works for you, and each side may be different from one another. Pulling in for those that care to, and kick back out. And again, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keeping that core really tight here, no matter what version you're doing. Last one. And out, hold. Reach a little longer. Lower down, stand up nice and tall. Okay, so we're going to do that again, switching, except we're just going to hold. So this would be like a warrior 3 in yoga for those of you that practice yoga. You can reach the opposite arm, or for those who would like more of a challenge, both arms. Again, find what works for you. Feel the length of the body and the strength. Finding your focal point and breathe. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up gently. Nice work. Let's go ahead and switch. Kick it out. Reach. Like a teeter-totter. Arms can add more for those that care to. And again, hold and find your breath. Last 4, 3, 2, and good. So we are going to have your hips now to the side of the, or the back of the chair rather, and extend the opposite leg out. Reaching that leg up, we're going to hold. So we already had that prep with that outer leg lift. Now you can reach the arm, hang out here for star pose prep, or reach out and hold for balance. Now the trick is, you can use your hand for help too on this, is teeter-totter towards the chair to get a little bit different feel here with that bottom foot. So we're just changing our orientation, again, to activate the brain a little bit more. Still finding a focal point to help. And then we can gently come out of it. I'm going to spin around. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Kicking out, and then up. Reach if you care to. Hold. Good, and then coming out of that. All right, so that concludes the work phase. Let's stretch out the outer hip as they worked really hard today. So we're going to cross the right foot over at the ankle or above the knee, and then just hinge forward. Allow that outer hip to stretch Feel that knee fall open without putting direct pressure onto that joint. You can put a little bit more weight onto the legs if you'd like to, but again, without putting pressure there. And let's just breathe, send plenty of nutrients to that area that's tight and that worked so hard today. Inhale to come up, and then crossing the leg all the way over, let's twist. So now taking the opposite arm to the outside of that leg, and just allow yourself to rotate without force. It's just a gentle twist. Using your hand onto the chair if you'd like, to gently guide that shoulder back. Unwinding the spine, unraveling the legs. Let's go ahead and switch, either low or high. Knee is falling open, posture is tall, and we dive forward. Trying to keep the neck and shoulders relaxed as well. And then coming back up, allow the leg to cross over all the way, twisting, using the opposite arm just a little bit here, and then pulling that shoulder back, taking the gaze back if you'd like, working through our center. Inhaling to come out of it, unraveling the legs. Taking your arms behind either to the chair or to your low back, and pull the shoulder blades towards one another for chest expansion, looking up a little bit if it's comfortable for your neck. Let's go ahead and release out of that, crossing the right arm over for a gentle shoulder stretch, just releasing any tension. Just for a moment, and then bring the arms back again, repeating the chest expansion. Feel the front of the shoulders release. Chest is opening, and switching the arms in front. Releasing the arms down, let's relax the shoulders. Raise the right arm up and just touch the hand behind, gently guiding back. A little bit of tricep, and down. Other arm up, taking back. A little guidance there. And release. And then one deep breath in. Arms out and up. And releasing down. And you're all done. Nice work.